Yeah, guys. So that's what my plan is for the today, right? So I'll just first cover. I'll first, again, once again, I'll just explain, okay, what we can expect from this particular course, and what are the different topics or areas that we are going to learn, and a few demos, just to make you understand how the upcoming sessions are, right? So, okay, I'll share my screen. Just a minute. Yeah. Hello, guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there was some network issue, so I had to drop off. Okay, I hope now you guys can able to see my screen as well, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So, uh, yeah. So first of all, regarding the course content, we'll discuss, right. If you have any further questions also, regarding the course content, what we are going to learn overall on these 40 sessions, you can ask me, right? But as I have explained yesterday, I have divided this complete course content, okay, which you got it, into four different parts, right? The first area that I am going to talk about the prerequisites. Okay, this is for everyone. Okay, um, who wants to get into security. There are some prerequisites, right, that we need to learn. So I am first, going to cover these prerequisites, guys. So what is this prerequisites? Okay, as a part of this, uh, yeah. So first, I am going to cover the fundamental terminologies. Okay, like what is cyber security, what is of course, different areas in the cyber security, and we are looking into VAPT, and we are going to learn about the VAPT, right? So what is VA? What we do in the VA, and what is PT? Okay, what are the different types of PTs, and uh, what is CIA triad, like confidentiality, integrity, availability, or the very very basic terminologies, guys, right? Like what is payload, exploit. Okay, these kind of a things we are going to cover, guys. The very very first thing will be starting with the intro to cybersecurity, and then fundamental terminologies, right? Fundamental terminologies, then basic networking, guys. So already you might be aware of the basic networking concepts, but still, okay, if someone is not from the networking, of course we don't need the deep knowledge into networking part. Very very basic understanding of OSA model or TCP/IP, UDP, what is IP address, MAC address, what is router, switch, hub. Okay, um, yeah. So these kind of a basic concepts I'll be covering. Then the Kali, uh, the Kali Linux operating system is something that we are going to use it, right? So in Kali Linux, of course, you should need some basic Bash, uh, okay, commands. So of course, here I'll be covering how to use this Kali Linux operating system in terms of like how to navigate here and there, how to do all the basic functions in the Linux operating system. Okay, so this is something which we are going to play with the VMs, right? So we'll be using virtual box, right? This is my VM which I have created inside my local operating system, right? uh, so inside that I have created a couple of other operating systems. So like as I said, one is an attacker system which I'll be using it as a Kali Linux operating system, or you can use some other operating systems like Windows 7 or Metasploitable 2, or any other vulnerable operating system as a target operating system, right? So yeah. So once we're done with this prerequisites, right, we'll be discussing about what is penetration testing, okay, and what is penetration testing methodologies, and different types of penetration testing, like white box testing, gray box testing, and what is the difference between SAST, okay, DAST, right, and SCA, software composition analysis, and what are the different tools that we use. It will give you an overall picture. Okay, where do we fit, and whose responsibilities what. Okay, so all this, I mean, what we do when I say SAST, what we do over here, what sort of a tools we use, what is DAST, okay, what is SCA, what is white box testing, gray box testing, what we cover. Okay, so all of the things we'll be learning over here. Then after that we'll be starting, okay, about the networking part. Okay, network VAPT, or you can also call this as a infra VAPT. Like, here you are going to learn how to perform the vulnerability assessment and penetration testing for the infrastructure. Okay, when I say infrastructure, it could be like any device which has an IP address, right? Routers, switches, firewalls, workstations, even the cloud asset as well, right? So the main part, okay, here when we are dealing with the infra VAPT, for VA, we are going to, of course, learn it. See, either it is a network infra VAPT, or either it is an application VAPT. I'm going to cover manually, okay, how to identify the vulnerabilities, and using automated tools, right? Manual skills and also automated skills. Okay, you're going to learn it. Then you will be concluding yourself, okay, which one is better. Understand? So when it comes to network, guys, first of all, I'll be covering manually how to do the vulnerability findings. Okay, with the help of the tools like we'll be starting our information gathering phase. Like, we have passive information gathering, active information gathering, and map. Okay, and there are a lot of other enumeration tools are also there. So that is one part. Manually use, okay, manually you will be able to do it when you have less number of assets. Okay, for an example, if you have one or two assets, okay, because nobody is going to give you a huge budget to go and procure this kind of an automated or commercial tools, right? So you have to follow the manual techniques only. So how to do that, right? So you're going to learn it over here, and using also automated. So suppose if I'm doing manually, right? Okay, what are the tools that we are going to learn it? There are a lot of tools. Okay, so we can start with Google Docking. Okay, Sublister. I'm just highlighting some of the tools, okay, that we are going to cover. Sublister, Hunter, okay, the Harvester, okay, Shodan. A lot of tools, right? This all comes under passive information gathering, and the very, very important thing that we use it is Nmap, which is network mapper. Okay, and we use the CV database, okay, to figure out if there is any vulnerabilities are matching, and then we do, of course, report these issues, right? But the same thing can also be automated over here using tools like, if you have commercial tools like Nessus or Qualys. Okay, with the help of these tools, we are going to learn the entire process. Okay, like, I can say the complete vulnerability management life cycle. You are going to learn it end to end, dealing with the vulnerabilities. Okay, like, it starts from host discovery scan, port scan, version detection scan, then enumeration scans, vulnerability scans, and whatever the vulnerabilities that you're identifying it, then we will exploit those issues using the tools like Metasploit. Okay, metasploit, or manually also we can do it. Okay, so yeah, so this is infra part, right? If you're working for some organization and if you wanted to get into roles like maybe infrastructure vulnerability, maybe let's say if you're working into vulnerability management as a vulnerability assessor, right? You will be dealing with such type of tools like Nest and Qualys. Okay, so these tools, with the help of these tools, we perform the periodical scans on the target assets, and those tools itself will generate the very good stylish reports. uh, I have some sample reports. Maybe I can show you that how the tools will give the vulnerability reports for us. You can see I have performed the scans with this tool for a couple of systems, and here you go, right? It'll tell you how many critical issues are there, how many are high, medium, low, informational. Okay, each and every issue will have something called as a severity, right? And then CVS score, the plugin ID. If you click on this plugin ID, it will give you the more details about it. Okay, sorry. So it will tell you what is the issue description is all about, and what is the exact solution that we need to apply. What is the risk rating? Okay, how critical it is, whether it is exploitable or not. I mean, everything. uh, you will get it with the stylish reports. Okay, with this you can create the tickets, or you can approach to the respective system owner or server owner, highlight them the criticality of having these issues with the impact and solution. They will follow their own process to you know patch these issues, right? So this is one part. Okay, like identifying the issues. Then, if you're going for a pen testing, of course we can also exploit these vulnerabilities. Okay, we can also exploit these vulnerabilities, and we can see you know whether we can able to break into the system, or whether we can able to take the advantage of these vulnerabilities to give them the actual impact. Okay, now it says there is a vulnerability, right? It could be a false positive also, right? Or it might not exploitable in real time. There is a issue. Okay, it says of course it's a critical, it is exploitable, but until and unless if you go and run the exploits on the target, you cannot confirm that, okay, whether it is really exploitable or not, right? That's where the penetration testing comes into the picture, right? We as a hackers, we will also use the same tools techniques like a real hacker, and we will exploit it and to assess the real impact, right? Yeah. So this is all infrastructure or networking. I mean, you can also download these reports into CSV formats. Of course, the if you're scanning the whole infrastructure, you'll have bunch of issues like this, and report creation part also something which I'm going to cover. Okay, the basic reporting part, right? This is all infrastructure, guys, right? Okay, this is one part, and then we have web application security. Okay, which is web application penetration testing, right? So here we are going to learn all the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities with the help of the tools like Bob Suite, okay, which is most famous web application penetration testing tool, okay, which we use it for uh, performing the dashed scans, okay, which is like again vulnerability scans on the application. We can also do the manual testing with the help of the different types of tools which are integrated to it, right? So here also again I'll be starting from the very basic, guys. Okay, here also I'm going to cover about the like what is web application architecture, what is HTTP protocol, what is this OASP top 10 different types of projects. I'll make you understand entire data flow from the user point of view to till how do we access the application. Then we'll be learning in each and every area like authentication, authorization, session management, access controls, input validations, okay, cryptography or configuration related issues, every area we are going to learn how to test it. So we'll have even different types of test cases for every. Okay. uh, okay, I'll show you that. Okay, this is ASVS. Okay, from OWASP itself, we have the test cases as well, guys. Okay, suppose if I'm talking about like information gathering, right? How do we gather the information? What do we gather? What sort of tools and techniques that we use it for information gathering, right? Similarly, how do we check the configuration and deployment testing, right? How to test the identity management issues, how to test the authentication related issues, authorization issues, right? Session management issues. So likewise, we'll be covering, okay, all the vulnerabilities on each and every area, right? So here also we are going to learn like how to perform the DAST scans, which is like web application vulnerability scanning, we can say DAST, DAST dynamic application security testing. We do it usually once the application is ready with the URL. It's like performing the scans with this verb tool itself, and then we do manual pen testing with the help of this kind of a checklist, guys. Right. So this is what the entire plan for the you know course, guys. So still, do you have any confusion, guys? Yeah, guys.
Right. Do we have a lab sessions also? Hello.
Labs, right?
Yeah, labs.
Yeah, that's what, right? With the help of this virtual box, we'll be creating our own labs, okay? And we will be learning all the attacks here. This is one part. Locally, you can create your labs and you can use it. Or else, if you need the online free labs also, you can use it. Ports figure labs also, you can use it. Okay, this is free labs, guys. Okay, ports figure. They have something called Web Security Academy. This is for specific for application security I'm talking about. So here you can take the free account. So here we are going to, I mean, I'll explain you a few, and you guys can also go and do the remaining labs in your leisure time, right? This is the online labs, and this is free, right? And for others, I mean, there are other targets also there which are available in the online intentionally created vulnerable websites. We can also take those websites and servers for practice purpose. Mostly we do create the labs in our own system. If not possible, we can use this online websites for you know um, targeting, and then portsware labs is mandatory that we are going to use it. Okay. Yeah.
Do you have assignments in between
Yeah,
topics?
you will have an assignments. Okay. For, see, for every topic, right? Once we cover, there will be a lot of tools, a lot of practicals we'll be doing it. You have to complete them, and you have to uh, start. uh, I mean, every day you will have an assignments. Okay. So you have to prepare. Okay. Like you have to take a document, and whatever we have done the practicals, right? You have to write it down, and you have to take a different target. Suppose today I am explained with XYZ target. You have to do the same assignment with a different target and observe the results and put it into a screenshot and put your findings over there. Okay, that's how we are going to do the assignments.
Okay.
Yeah, you will have plenty of things to explore, right? So okay, I'll show you some demo. Okay, so that you guys are going to understand, you know, right? Like what kind of a practicals we'll be doing it and all. So as I said, we'll be doing this all the practicals inside our local system by creating a virtual environment. So this is the Linux operating system, which I am using it as a attacker system, and this is my Windows 7. So okay, for now just I have taken this as a target, right? And this Windows 7, I think you might be aware of it. uh, it is no longer supported from the Microsoft. It is end of life operating system. Let's say someone is using this Windows 7 operating system still in your infrastructure, okay, and it has certain loopholes in it, right? And I am going to exploit those loopholes to just to show you like how I am going to identify the vulnerabilities manually and how I am going to exploit it. Okay, you might not able to get it completely, like the tools commands that I am going to run it, but the overall context is this, right? There is someone who is running this Windows 7 or any other operating system with certain vulnerabilities in it, as an hacker. Okay, if he is finding those vulnerabilities, how can he exploit those vulnerabilities to take the advantage of it? That's what the entire context is now, right? So let's assume that this guy is sitting somewhere in the coffee shop, let's say public uh, network, or maybe attacker connected to their private network somehow, maybe let's say by breaking into Wi-Fi, or maybe let's say that system itself is exposed to the internet, which is reachable directly with the public IP address, right? So first of all, what I am doing is I'll be okay. This is connected to my local. I mean, all the systems are internally connected to my LAN network. I am doing okay. First, I am finding what is my IP address. Okay, this is my IP address. Okay, and I am performing the internal scan. Okay, I'm just performing the internal scan to identify how many systems are connected to my network. For that, we can use ARP-scan, or we can also use Nmap kind of a tools. It will give you how many systems are connected to your network. This is something we call it as a host discovery scan. It's like doing information gathering on the target. Okay, and it identifies there are two systems are there. This seems to be my uh, okay. There is one system which is running with the 114, and there is another system which is running with 167. So sorry, I feel 117 is the Windows operating 167 is a Windows operating system. But just to confirm, right? Not to confirm. Okay, let's even not even look into it. I can see that it's running MSRPC and some of the basic uh, Microsoft services, and I can clearly see that it's running in the Oracle VirtualBox. So now our target is 167. Okay, and when I perform this scan on this 167, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform uh, version detection scan, or maybe aggressive scan on the target operating system. So what I'm doing is I'm doing information gathering now. Okay, I'm knocking that particular Windows 7 target to see how many ports are running and what services are running, what version of those services are running. I'm trying to gather as much as information about the target. Okay, so for that I'm using a tool called nmap, which is network mapper, one of the I can say very famous and best tool for doing the active information gathering, right? So I'm doing aggressive scan. I think it's going to take a little more time. Okay, so just we need to wait for a few minutes, I can say. Yeah, meanwhile, yeah, we can discuss something. If you have some questions, right, we can also discuss. So hope you guys are getting it right what I'm talking. Yeah, guys. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, I thought I am disconnected.
No, no, it's good. Sir, and so in the meantime, so we are now into a public network system. One is an hacker system and one is the target system. The target system is Windows 7. So from
Yeah,
your hacker system to target system, now we are identifying what are the vulnerabilities uh,
yeah,
there on the,
just one example. Yeah, just one example
yeah,
in a high level. I am
yeah.
explaining to you.
Yes, yes. Got it, sir. Got it.
Both are connected internally in my local LAN network only, because initially whatever you are going to learn it, you have to learn it in your own environment until you understand, about the impact and what is doing when you run some kind of a scripts, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So suppose if they are not connected in the same system, suppose if I don't know about my target system, can I able to breach on my target system?
Yeah, see, always the target systems will have their unique IP address, right? Now, I
Uh,
cannot take someone else IP address directly to show you the demo, but in the real time, you will have your own target IP addresses.
oh, got it, got it.
You
Right,
got my
right.
point, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So you can see I've done the scan. Previously, it was just telling what ports are open and what services are running, and some of the services it was saying unknown. But now I got a very detailed report. After running this scan, I can see that what is running in each port. Okay, so suppose if I am taking port number 80, right? Port number 80, there is a server called as a bad blue httpd 2.7 is running. It is disclosing the version. Okay, and there are a lot of other ports are also there. It's also disclosing what operating system is being used. You can see Windows 7 Ultimate 7600 and Apache. Okay, not Apache. Microsoft HTTP API 2.0 is running, and some more information also we got it. Okay, right now I'm going to take this information which I got it, like it's running HTTP 2.7, right? I'll go and quickly check. Where I'll check in the vulnerability database if this version have any kind of a known vulnerabilities in it. You got my point. Okay, we got version details. With the help of this version details, okay, see, every vulnerability will be tracked and saved in its database, um, right? Okay, you can see now. um uh, we got plenty of results, right? So this is what I'm talking about: NVD, National Vulnerability Database, or there is something called CVE details.
Sir, sir, will you maximize your screen, please?
You will have
Increase
an
the size
option
of
to
the screen.
zoom from your side itself. Do you have an option to
Yes, sir, got it, got it. I zoomed, right.
okay.
So now clear.
So see, there are hundreds of vulnerabilities, right? So every vulnerability will be tracked with something called as a CVE number. Okay, and all those CVEs are saved in the database, which is called as a CVE database. Okay, or you, or we will also get it, in the internet, or we can also save searched in the National Vulnerability Database. Okay, so okay, here we have a CV details, and I'm opening it. You can search with that version. Okay, which version? Bad Blue 2.7 that we identified, right? So here it says there was one critical issue in it. Okay. Uh, okay, with this CV it was okay. We can also only search with this particular version also. Okay, but okay. Mm, okay, but it directly gave us, okay, it was telling that this particular version, right, has one critical issue, and for that this is a CVA number. And see, having an issue is fine, but that particular vulnerability also has an exploit available in the internet. Anyone like you and me can use this exploit to run against the target. Okay, and what is this vulnerability is all about? It's a arbitrary code execution, guys. I mean, remotely I can run this exploit on the target to take the control of the machine. Okay, I mean, I don't need to even touch the system. Okay, if I know their IP address, and if I know that there is a some kind of a remote code execution vulnerability is there, that's enough, right? And that too, the exploit is also available in the internet. Okay, you can see the exploitability score is also high, and the exploit also available here in the exploit database. This is a place where we'll find the publicly available exploits, right? So now we got it, right? What we got now, we have identified a open port, right? Open port running vulnerable vulnerable service, and which has a remote code execution vulnerability, right? Now we need to exploit that, right? Having a vulnerability, that's fine, right? How do we break into it? With the help of that vulnerability, something which I'm going to show you now. So we have an exploit available, okay, in the internet itself. Okay, you can see the exploit available here. Directly I can run this exploit against the target by just giving the IP address and the port number of the target. Port number is 80 and the IP address is, we know that, our target IP address, right? So even we can also exploit it using a tool called Metasploit. Okay, someone is talking. Asked me yesterday, are we going to use this Metasploit or not? Right. See, I'm going to show you now with the help of the Metasploit how I'm going to run that publicly available exploit on the target to get into the system. Okay. Okay, so I am in Metasploit, and I know that this is a CV number 20076377. So I'm going to search for that exploit now in the Metasploit. Okay, search for CVE 2007-6377, which means this Metasploit also it has its own database. I'm searching in that whether this particular exploit is already available or not. Okay, if not, directly we can download it from the internet and we can run it. But right now it's already there, you can see, right? We just need to simply use it, right? And then give the target IP address and the target port number. That's it. So set our host, which is remote host, is the target. So the remote host is this one, right? The one which we scanned and identified the issue. Set our host and set our port, remote port, where we are attacking and where we have identified the bad blue is running. It's running on port number 80, right? 80. And then you can simply type exploit. Okay, this exploit code is going to run on the target, and it will give us a session if in case if it is really vulnerable. You can see now what happened. The exploitation is done. We got one session open between my system to target system. The session is basically called as a metapreter session, which means I am now inside the Windows 7. Okay, you can see I'm taking a shell. You can see I'm in Windows now. Suppose if I type who am I, see I'm in Sai PC. So basically this is a Sai PC. Okay, where is it? You can see Sai, right? Suppose let's say I want to maybe access some kind of information, right? Let's say there are few files are here in the desktop. There is my notes here in the desktop, right? If I want to access it, of course I can go a couple of directories back, and then I can go to users, and from here I can go to Sai user, and from here I can go to desktop, and there you go, right? I can access all the files in the desktop, including what is that, my notes.txt. Can you see this?
Yeah.
I can create some files. Of course attackers will not do any kind of such stupid stuff, but I'm just telling you the impact. Right now I was able to penetrate into the Windows 7 machine just because they are running some sort of a vulnerable service in it, okay, which has a critical issue, and the exploit is available in the internet. Okay, this is how we are going to learn it in the upcoming sessions, guys. Right, so yeah, this is one example I thought of showing you, right? Is it clear? I can do a whole lot of things, guys. I can take the screenshot, okay, of their system. You can see the screenshot got saved. I can even download something, upload something, um, you know, yeah, whatever I want to do it, I can do it, guys. Depending on what sort of a privileges I have on the target. Okay, let's see if we can able to maybe record the keystrokes, right? So key scan start. Do you know what is mean by keystrokes? So suppose if this guy is adding some details over here, right? Let's say password, admin@1234, and let's say maybe he's opening some website and putting, uh, you know, or searching for something. Let's say google.com, or maybe he's visiting to some bank and putting his credentials. So all of the things can be recorded by the attacker. You can see uh, he first entered space, then he typed password, and then he gave right shift, then he added admin @1234, then again he added google.com. You got right what I'm saying. Whatever they are typing, still attacker can able to record them. That's what, like, recording the keystrokes, whatever the keyboard keystrokes, whatever is typing on the keyboard, that is something which is recorded. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Right, so this is one
Yes, yes,
example,
sir.
guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is one example. Likewise, in every topic, of course, we are going to learn with the examples only. So now, let's say we have covered this steps, right? So this kind of a same assignments you'll also getting it, but you will be exploiting some other vulnerability. Okay, so it's like that. So I'll just stop here. I'll take up your questions, guys, if you have something. Yeah, guys. I feel it's the right time for you to, clarify all your questions. Don't hesitate to ask, guys.
Sai, this
Sir,
is restricted to vulnerability assessment and pen testing. Only these two topics.
Yeah, VAPT. That's what, right? We are going to cover.
Okay.
I mean, what else you have in your mind?
So in this we'll get the SIEM tools and cross scripting, all that.
No, SIM we are not going to cover, but cross-site scripting, SQL injection, all of those things we are going to cover.
Okay.
They'll be part of OASP top 10 application security right here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah. SIM, as I said, it's a monitoring stuff. It's a separate domain, but this is a different domain in the cybersecurity. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Any other questions? Okay. I feel you don't have any other questions.